First tonight, why three top judges have rejected a tougher sentence for the Nottingham attacks triple killer Valdo Calocane. Today, the Court of Appeal ruled that Calocane's indefinite hospital order was legally justified and the best way to protect the public. Now, it's almost a year since Ian Coates, Barnaby Webber and Grace O'Malley Kumar were stabbed to death in attacks that happened in little over an hour. Their killer was sentenced for manslaughter because he had acute paranoid schizophrenia. Our social affairs correspondent Jeremy Ball has this report.
The aftermath of three horrific killings, a school caretaker and two young students targeted by a stranger who was seriously mentally ill, a former student at the same university. But today the appeal court accepted that Calocane is never likely to be released from a secure hospital, behind bars, but not in prison, instead receiving medical treatment. The appeal judges said the impact of his crimes was appalling, but they didn't accept that Calocane should have been given a jail sentence too, in case he ever became well enough, what's known as a hybrid sentence.
Neither the judge nor this court can ignore the medical evidence as to the offender's condition, which led to these dreadful events. The schizophrenia was the sole identified cause of these crimes.
And the appeal judges agreed that a hospital order with restrictions was the most effective way to protect the public from Valdo Calocane, because in a prison his paranoid schizophrenia couldn't be controlled effectively. For his victims' families, disappointment today, but no surprise, their battles aren't over.
We will continue to pursue agencies that failed us and hold them responsible for the Nottingham attacks, so that no other family is made to suffer like ours. We thank everyone for the outpouring of support for our brave and beautiful daughter Grace.
11 months on, these images have become far too familiar, but they haven't lost their power to shock.
Well, Jeremy's here in the studio. As you said in your report, Jeremy, the families will be disappointed by today's ruling, but they won't be surprised, will they?
No, Emily. I mean, they were expecting this. It simply reflects the law as it stands, they say. And that's why tonight they are calling for urgent reforms of the homicide law. They also say this has exposed flaws and under-resourcing of the criminal justice system. And they are also calling for a public inquiry in what has become a very high-profile campaign. So today isn't going to be their last word on this.
And the appeal court's also ruled another high-profile case in Nottingham, hasn't it, today?
It has, yeah, and that was another horrific killing just a few months earlier, another killing that cost three more innocent lives. In that case, a mother and her two young children who were murdered in an arson attack. Fatimata Haidara died with her daughters Fatima and Nima after they were trapped in their burning flat on Fair Isle Close in Clifton. Now, that fire was started deliberately by their neighbour Jamie Barrow. He had drunk at least 7 cans of lager, and Barrow was eventually jailed for life for their murder.
So what happened in that case today?
Well, the appeal court has agreed to reduce his minimum jail term. That was due to be 44 years, but the judges today agreed that was excessive compared with similar cases. They also said it didn't take full account of Barrow's mental health. Now, he will still need to serve at least 38 years before he can be considered for parole. And the appeal judges said this ruling should not detract from the gravity of Barrow's crimes.